Hey there fellow musicians, Famous Dave here, and in today's video we're going to look at an exercise that can be used to develop several different techniques. Firstly, it can be used just as a warm-up to get your hands and fingers limbered up before we start playing. It also uses alternate picking, which is an exercise where the picking hand alternates between downstrokes and upstrokes on each successive note. This is very important for efficient lines and for fast phrases. It's also played to a metronome, so it'll help with your timing. And of course, you can use it to build up speed by progressively working to faster and faster tempos. And finally, it works on left hand and right hand coordination, which is helping to make sure that the picking hand and the fretting hand are working together to make your notes ring out as smoothly as possible. Now, there's a link in the description below where you can find a tab and a score to the exercises, so be sure to download that so you can use it for future reference. And now on to the exercise. There are 4 in total. I call them chromatic exercises because they involve playing simple chromatic lines, and here's the first. Number 1 starts at the first fret of the low E string and simply plays 1 finger per fret, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and again alternate picking. We go down, up, and we just move across each string, down, up, A string, down, up, D string, down, up, and so on. So let me do this to a metronome. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Exercise 2 is very similar, except it goes backwards. It starts on the 4th fret and moves down. 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3. Again, alternate picking all the way. So let's do that with a metronome. Exercise 2. 1, 2, ready, play. Exercise 3 spreads the fingers out a little bit by moving up the neck and then back down. So instead of staying on frets 1 through 4, we now move up a fret as we move across each string. So we start on the E string 1st fret and we go 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, but then we move to 2nd fret A string 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, D string 3rd fret, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, and then we'll move backwards as we move down. So exercise 3 with a metronome sounds like this. 1, 2, ready, play. And lastly, exercise 4 is a little bit different. Strictly speaking, it's not technically chromatic, it just moves the fingers in a slightly different order. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, we're now going to go first finger, third finger, second, fourth. 1, 2, 4, 3. No, that's 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, etc., etc. And we'll do it in reverse as well. So, exercise 4 with a metronome sounds like this. 1, 2, ready, play. So there you go. There's the 4 exercises from the download below. Of course, there's lots of possibilities to adapt those and modify them, change them, develop your own variations on them. The one thing that I would be really keen that you would not try to do, though, in the beginning especially, is don't try and rush with your tempos too much. We get very tempted to try and play things very, very fast, and we, you know, it feels very flashy and very cool. But as you can hear, that sounds terrible because I'm not concentrating enough on what it is that I'm trying to achieve. I'm just trying to do it as fast as possible. That's not really good for practicing. What I need to do when I'm practicing is be a little bit more patient, keep the tempos lower to begin with, and figure out where my comfort zone is, and gradually then try to push it just that little bit harder. In the examples that I've done here, the tempo marking was 80 beats per minute. You're free to try it a little bit faster, a little bit slower, but don't just shoot the tempo up to 200 and go, look at me, I'm Yngwie Malmsteen, because he didn't start out at 200 beats per minute. He started out a little bit slower than that, that's for sure. But you will find as you get used to them, you'll be able to increase those tempos, and you'll increase your coordination, you'll develop all those skills that we talked about earlier, and you know, you'll be able to move on to more and more complex things, like the second video in this series, which I'll also link below, which will add in some complexity to these type of techniques that we've been working on. But for the time being, have fun working with these techniques, and we'll see you in the next video. Take it easy, good luck.